Okay, so this is quite a typical book haul for me. This was, I suppose, all accumulated yesterday after a day of basically roaming around the county and visiting numerous friends of the library used bookstore locations. And I'll show the volumes that I've gotten here right quick. I wouldn't have shown this otherwise had it not been for one, and I will get to that here soon. But nevertheless, this is being recorded on Sunday, the 16th of July. It's 7:48 in the morning, and it's the year 2023. We have here The Diaries of Adam and Eve by Mark Twain, one of his more religiously minded works, which evidently is also a retelling of the Eden story in Genesis. It may well be a bit blasphemous, but this is one of the few Mark Twains that I did not have. So, this here is a replacement copy of The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. My previous copy, well, at first I had a Bantam edition that was falling to bits, and then I decided to upgrade it to an enriched classics edition, and finally I stumbled upon a very nice Penguin paperback. So myself, as a loyal member of the Order of Gwen, sees it his responsibility to replace any inferior volumes with basically superior editions. We have Douglas Adams's The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I read this book, oh dear, many, 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 many years ago, and have not read it since. And I've only read the first book. This is one of my brother's favorite books, actually, and also this apparently is one of Ahab's favorite books as well. My copy originally had a very bland looking cover. It had basically all of the orbs in the ocean and such. You know the one, I don't need to explain it, but this one actually has the little green man there, and all in all is just a better edition. So I may reread this here soon. We have the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym, as well as some related stories by Edgar Allan Poe, which, if I'm being completely frank, is perhaps the only thing from Poe, apart from a few short stories like maybe, I think it was Breathless was the one, and also Manuscript Found in the Bottle, that I can read with genuine pleasure. It's a Lost World narrative, sort of along the lines of At the Mountains of Madness, perhaps a precursor. And I needed a standalone edition because I wanted to reread it again. So there's that. We have an edition of Nana or Nana. I'm not entirely sure how you'd say it. I've heard various pronunciations. I've heard Nana and I've also heard Nana by Emile Zola, which, from what I gather, is one of Johnny Keane's favorite books. And fun fact, this will be the last book in my library because it starts with Z, and well, it's not completed yet, but I'm pretty sure once I get that final shelf built, this will be the last book that will be put on there. Of course, it probably won't be the last book that I'll buy, but nevertheless, there's that. We have here the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. This was actually one of my uncle's favorite books. He's a writer, Ernest Hogan, and I've been meaning to read this for many years, and this year will probably be the year that I go ahead and read it. It's got obviously the very famous illustrations by Ralph Steadman, I believe is his name, and we'll see just what this is all about. I got this for free because when I was purchasing Fear and Loathing from a book rack, that was $1, and basically the lady said I could get any volume from a box for free, and this here seemed to be the only one that looked remotely interesting. This is Camille by Alexandre Dumas, Fil, which, from what I gather, is not the actual Alexandre Dumas who wrote The Count of Monte Cristo and The Three Musketeers, but I suppose his son or extant family to whom he had outsourced his writing. I was looking through this, and there's a brilliant bit right here at the beginning, and I'm going to read it to you. In my opinion, it is impossible to create characters until one has spent a long time studying men, as it is impossible to speak a language until it has been seriously acquired. That's some great writing right there. So, and there's even a little smiley face sticker on the spine there. So that automatically made it worth the 0 cents, the $0.00 that I paid for it. This was just something I thought was interesting. This is basically match wits with Sherlock Holmes. These are adaptations of the original Conan Doyle stories of The Adventure of the Cardboard Box and Scandal in Bohemia. I've not read any, to be honest with you, I've not read any Holmes since Sign of the Four back in high school because I was so unenthused by A Study in Scarlet that I figured, yeah, I'm good with not reading Holmes for a while, but I'm thinking of getting back into him, and perhaps maybe this will be the way. I'm not sure, but it's a interactive sort of a thing where you would read the thing, and you'd, I suppose, pick up on the clues that are being inserted into the narrative and such. So it might be interesting. It was only 25 cents. And then to go along with that, we have the film version of The Hound of the Baskervilles, which starring Basil Rathbone and, of course, Nigel Bruce. This is one of the classic film versions. This was free with that because I had found something at this particular friend's. It was basically what it was a library that was also part of a school. It was a very odd setup. It was a public library, but it was also attached to a middle school, and so serviced the children there. And basically, if you found a book for 25 cents in the friend's library, you were entitled to a free book or movie. And these were my free books and movies. So my brother actually found this for me because recently I was going to read for the first time The Hound of the Baskervilles, because this, I believe, is probably the best Holmes novel, generally speaking, as regarded by a number of people, and it may well be my introduction back into Holmes, and I'll probably start it today. So, yeah. And after I'm through with that, I've got the film to watch, so that'd be interesting. This is a journal that is very thick, you can see. And this is not a bullet journal. It's it's got lines in there and everything. But I forget the name of the company. Was it Greenwood? Is the name of it? Green Room. But they make very quality journals, with these cloth-bound covers, and they're just they've got a lot of pages for you to write. And I have another one of these, a blue one, but this here is pink, and I could not pass this up at all. In fact, even there's a little penguin bookmark that I had got along with it. So, right, so you've seen that haul there. Quite a lot of books. But this next volume here, I will tell you, is the find of the year for me. This has been one of my grail items for at least 5 or 6 years. And Ahab had said that he was going to track one of these down for me. And I can proudly say that he no longer needs to. It's one less thing for him to worry about, because in a friend's library, I just found this on the shelf with the classics and was just elated that I had come across it. And also, I was surprised to find out that Barnes and Noble had put this particular volume out, which seems very uncharacteristic because it seems to be a fairly obscure work by a very well-known author. The author is Aldous Huxley, and the book is The Devils of Loudon, or Loudon, which is his non-fiction book on, well, what is it about? Let's see. Who were the devils of Loudon? Were they evil spirits? Basically about, well, to be honest, I really don't know. I guess demon possession or something or other. But I used to read quite a bit of Aldous Huxley back in high school. Of course, Brave New World is one of my favorites. Very scary book, far more frightening than 1984. I will continue to defend that as perhaps the superior volume of the dystopian genre. And I've read a few others of his, like Ape in Essence and what's it called? After Many a Summer Dies the Swan, or something like that. And this one here has eluded me for many years, and now that I have it, I can safely say that this was indeed the find of this year, and I probably won't buy any more books because of this, because that I found this. Basically, I suppose, shall I say, it basically makes up for all of the lackluster volumes that I've gotten, and perhaps I don't think I'll get anything better than this if I were to venture out and buy any more. But anyhow, you can see there, Barnes & Noble Books published this. I'm very surprised that they had put something like this out. But I am very, very glad. So, that's the reason why I showed this haul, mainly. Just to tell Ahab that, yes, I have secured my own copy of The Devils of Loudon. Or Loudon, I'm not entirely sure how you would say it. I've heard it both ways. But that's all. I wish you a very happy Sunday, and we will see you here very soon. Cheers.